Hi, guys, and welcome back to What the Frick podcast. It's been a minute. I know. This March has literally been madness, just like the NCAA tournament. I have not had a minute to myself really this entire month. I have one of those visual calendars that like old people use to like write down what they're doing that week on my wall in my room because I literally can't keep track of what I have going on. I'm a very visual person and I haven't had the time. So I do apologize, but here we are, we're ready to rock. Let's do it. This is going to be mostly just an overall update episode. I've been doing a lot of these lately and I think they're kind of fun, but I should be getting back into the swing of things more so in this next month. But like I said, this March was literal madness for me, and I'm just going to start in the beginning. The first weekend of March, I was in LA for a work trip. It was actually really fun. I had a good time. I went on my second ever Raya date. If you heard last episode, I had one here in Phoenix, my first ever Raya date, and it was garbage. I will not get into it again because I blocked it out. But if you want to go listen to that, check out that episode. But my second Raya date ever, it actually went really well. I'm not going to give that many details. It was honestly kind of boring because it just went well. So therefore it was kind of boring for you guys. But he was cool. Would probably see him again if he were to live where I live. But obviously we don't have that luxury. Maybe I would see him again. I mean, I do go to LA quite often, but overall he was very cool, and it was kind of nice to go on a real date where I didn't feel like the person, I don't know, was weird and wasn't trying to look at me. If you know, you know. Also, I just realized I did not even discuss my surroundings. If you're watching this episode on video, you can see that my apartment is a disaster. And you can probably hear the echo in my voice. So my roommate and I share a 2-bed, 2-bath, and our official move-out date is next week. She moved out today. It's very depressing because she had work stuff going on. So she actually left today. She's moving to Denver, Colorado. I tried so hard to get her to come on the podcast on Wednesday, but she was so tired from packing and working that she was like, let's just do it when I come visit. So I did try because she's super entertaining, and I promise at some point I will get her on this podcast. But as you can see, it's a disaster in here. I am now trying to pack up all of my stuff because we officially move out next week, and it's a lot of work moving. I don't know how many of you have ever moved before. I've moved so many times in my life just from my childhood. My parents moved me all the time. They hated me. I don't know what was up with that. It's actually really good for my character development, I say now. But at the time I hated it. And as an adult moving now, I actually don't mind it. I mean, I'm not moving states like I was as a kid where like my actual whole life was uprooted. I'm just moving kind of like to a different area of Phoenix. So it's really not that bad. Just the overall annoyingness of like getting all your stuff together and, you know, putting it in boxes and packing all your clothes. It does take some time. So I'm giving myself a full like 4 days to like slowly pack. I think waiting to the last minute is what hurts people. So as someone who's experienced in this apartment, I'm trying to get it all together. As you can see, there's just things everywhere. My roommate was nice enough she didn't want to bring a lot of her stuff with her, so she left literally so much stuff. I'm like, why did you leave this here for me? But she left all these like big tubs you're seeing, and it's actually very helpful. I'm like sticking like plates and like random stuff in there. So whatever. Currently moving. If you are seeing this, yeah, it's a mess in here, but I'm currently podcasting from the floor because I also moved my giant love sack to my grandmother's house. I just didn't want to deal with it on actual move day. So that's gone. We have no couch. The only thing I have to sit on is my bed, and I didn't feel like going in there. So yeah, I'm on the floor right now, but I kind of like the vibes. I just came back from going out with a friend. That's why I'm kind of dressed up. I got this cool jacket on, as you can see, which brings me to my next point is I went on a bachelorette trip the second weekend of I was gonna say Nashville. Oh my God. The second weekend of March, and I went to Nashville, Tennessee. One of my best friends from college who I roomed with is getting married, and she picked Nashville, and I wanted to get a cool jacket because it's still kind of cold there at night. So I got this cool jacket. If you're watching, it's got these cool like fringe frilly things, and I wore it out tonight with my friend. So I thought I would just keep my outfit on. I didn't really feel like changing. So you're getting the full glam. You're welcome. I want to tell you guys about the bachelorette party, but I literally have so many thoughts that I think it might need to be a separate episode, and not just on this bachelorette party and what happened in general, but just overall the idea of bachelorette parties and what constitutes them nowadays. I think this would literally be a 3-hour episode, so I'm going to skip it for now, but a brief summary is it was really fun, a great time. I was exhausted, and I had traveled the week before. So just like back-to-back trips, I think was a lot for me, but overall it was fun. I love country music, so a trip to Nashville is always a plus for me. However, the real madness was last weekend when I went to the one, the only, the Taylor Swift. For those that are living under a rock, I mean, everyone here knows who Taylor is, right? I'm assuming so. But she started her tour in Arizona, like kicked it off, brand new. She's going to Vegas now. It's her second weekend of touring. So this was a huge deal. And I've discussed this before on here, but I did get the tickets. I got extremely good seats. Yeah, I paid a lot of money. Did I care? No, she's an icon. I've been looking forward to this concert since the tickets went on sale back in, was it like October, September? I forget. Back in the fall. So I felt like my whole life was just leading up to this weekend. I was scared when I was in Nashville. I'm like, oh my God, I can't risk getting sick. I was drinking Emergency like every single day, like hydrating. I'm like, I gotta keep my body good. Like I cannot miss this concert. And I didn't, of course. I could have been on my deathbed. I'm like, I'm still going. But it was as crazy as what you see on TikTok. If you're a TikTok fan, we left my house or my apartment at 2:30. The concert started at 6:30 and she went on at about 8 o'clock. So we had plenty of time. I live about 25 minutes away from where she was performing with no traffic. So, and I've been there before to the stadium many times. So I was like, okay, on a normal given day with traffic, it might take like 40 minutes. Me and my friend were so concerned about this concert and just the fact that so many people were going. It's opening weekend. It's a huge deal. We planned our whole day around it. We woke up, we got breakfast. We immediately came back here and started getting ready, making TikToks. It was fun. Our goal was to leave my apartment by 2 to get there by 3. And we were already behind schedule from all of our TikTok making. Want to watch those, you can check out my personal TikTok. We got to the stadium around 3:30, I would say. We parked, and it was iconic. We walked around. There was this really cool, like, almost album cover printed on the side of the stadium with, Taylor, the Eras Tour, and my friend had gone the night before. So it's a 2-day concert, one night Friday, one night Saturday. I got Saturday tickets. Quick tangent, but my other friend actually called me on Friday and was like, hey, our friend can't go. Like, do you want to go tonight as well on Friday for $100? Like, the seats are high, but like, do you want to go? And I was like, oh my God, I would have totally gone. But like, my friend is driving here from California for the Saturday concert now. So I couldn't just like leave my friend to like go see Taylor an extra night. And she was like, oh my God, I wouldn't have cared. But I was like, no, like that's just not being a good friend. And I want to stay here with you like we planned. You know, it's like 7 months in the making. So I waited my day, and it was really fun. And we got there, waited in the lines. Lines were absolutely crazy. We finally got in, and I think the hardest part of the whole thing was just planning on when I would pee. And this might be too much information for some, but I am someone that pees like constantly. I have like one sip, and I'm like, I gotta go. And I did not want to have to go pee during Taylor. I'm like, this is why I'm here. So she had 2 openers. One was Gale and one was Paramore. And so I knew that during the openers, the bathroom lines would not be as long. And they were really long. Like before the concert, they were like around the corner. It's like mostly women at this concert. And so I was like, no, I can't do that. So when Paramore started, I was like, okay, I'm going to go pee now because, I mean, Paramore's cool, but I was like, I care more about Taylor. So I went once getting a Paramore, and then they played for a minute, like a hot minute. And then toward the end of their set, I was like, okay, I'm going to go one more time, forced myself to pee, and then I was great. I didn't pee at all during Taylor. Because you're like, I don't really care about your pee schedule. I'm like, this is actually really important, and I was planning it for weeks. But it all worked out, and I don't really have words. I'm sure if you are on TikTok, you've seen the videos, you've seen what people are saying. So this is not a Taylor Swift review concert. If you guys want that, let me know. I would totally talk about it. But yeah, it was amazing, and I feel like my entire month was like leading up to this concert, knowing I was like doing a work trip and then like a friend trip, and then I had this really personal thing that I had been planning for months come. So between working my full-time job, working my side jobs, doing all these things, I was just like really stressed out and worried about like my health, knowing that I am someone that when I do get run down, like my body reacts and it does take a toll on me. So I was petrified that doing all these things weekend after weekend while working weekday after weekday was gonna hit me at the worst possible minute. And I just feel like God was with me. I'm not a very religious person, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't praying every night that, you know, I was like, please just get me past this Saturday, this Taylor Swift concert. Like, if I get COVID the next day, I don't even care because I made it to where I had to be, and I was really grateful for that. So anyway, that is my quick little March update. This episode is called March Madness. If you're actually a sports fan, I mean, I'm a huge sports fan. You know that March Madness is going on right now with the college basketball tournament. It's a huge thing. The team I picked got out very early. So I actually have been just not watching it because once my team gets out, I'm like, why am I here? But for anyone watching it, I thought this is a good episode title because it's like March Madness. It's actually March, and this month for me was quite literally madness. So good pun there. But yeah, just I think back to the fact that I'm moving. This might sound annoying to some people, but I'm actually moving in with my parents. Yes, I am 26 years old, and yes, I am moving in with my parents, but my parents are moving from Las Vegas back to Scottsdale. They used to live here, and they're moving back, and they happened to sell their house around the same time that my lease was ending, and, you know, I was upset about my roommate leaving me for another city, and I'm very up in the air about just, like, what I want to do, just, I don't know, where I want to live. So I was like, why not just live at home for a month or two, get my life together, save some money, and then, you know, actually take the time to like find a new apartment, whether that's by myself or with a roommate. So I am moving home for a month or two, and while to some people that may sound like hell on earth, you live with your parents, like, that's going to be awful. It's going to be the time of my life, okay? I actually enjoy my parents. My mom is super cool. We go out all the time. And on the plus side, I get to see my kids, my 2 little puppy dogs that I care about more than life itself. So that's going to be amazing. And I don't know. It's like your family is not going to be around forever, whether that's because something awful happened or you move across the country. So I think it's a blessing to get to live at home again for just a little while, and I'm excited about it. I'll do a whole episode when I actually do find my own apartment again, because that's going to be so stressful. I'm not looking forward to it, but I don't know, I'm excited. Like, change is scary, and obviously it's a lot of work, as you can tell by the way that my apartment looks right now. But I'm excited for just some change, and I don't know, we gotta thicken the plot a little bit. One thing I did want to end the episode on is this time last year. It's crazy to think about. I was in a situationship, I guess you could say, because we were not officially together, but like we were, weird. And it's so weird. Yeah, at this time last year, I was like so happy with this guy. Things were going amazing. He had met people important to me, all this stuff. I have a whole episode that I've recorded about what happened, and I just still don't have the guts to like release it one day, hopefully. But regardless of the point, it's been about a year now since things have ended, and it's so weird to me to think about, just knowing that I've come so far and I've done so much, and I'm sitting here right now like perfectly happy and content, knowing how I was feeling when like things weren't so great. And to just mention, I've been out the last 2 nights with 2 different friends, and both of them are struggling with their current relationships. One of my friends just broke up with her boyfriend about a month ago, and I had just seen her for the first time in person since the breakup. And it was so, I don't know the word for it, but it felt so nice to just like sit there while we got dinner and had drinks and just kind of let her talk. Like, let her say all the things that I know she needed to say and get out about how she was feeling, about what happened. And it was a good like 45-minute conversation of me just sitting and like nodding and listening while she talked. And I just remember when that was me last year, when things didn't go well with my guy, and I had so many conversations with people about how I was feeling and what I thought, and they would just listen and they would be there for me, and she was one of those people. So it felt nice to be able to like, I guess, do the same, even though I wish she didn't have to go through that, obviously. It reminded me of like, okay, this happens to people, and you're not going through it right now, but other people are. And I don't know, it made me sad because I'm such not where she is right now. And to top that off, I went out tonight, clearly, as you can tell, because I actually like got ready, with my other friend who's kind of going through it right now with the guy that she's seeing. And they're not broken up, but they're going through it. They're having issues, and she's emotional about it. And again, we went out and I sat there for a while she just talked and, got her feelings out, got her emotions out. And again, like, it felt so good to be like, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm present, and I want to like, the one thing I never do is I never interrupt people. Like, if I have a question, I'm going to wait. They might answer it. So I let people fully talk and fully get out what they need. And then I wait for all right, so what do you think? What's your opinion? What are your thoughts? And then I'm like, okay, well, do you want my honest truth, or do you want me to like sugarcoat it? Because I can do either. And again, it was like 2 nights back to back where I had 2 different friends having boy drama. And while part of me was like, I am so happy that like I don't have to deal with this, and I have no boy drama because I'm too busy to even podcast, let alone go on a date. So um yeah, part of me was like, I'm so happy that like I'm not going through this right now, and that I don't know, this sounds terrible, but like it just made me feel like, okay, being single is so much easier. Like it's not worth dealing with like all this drama and like all this emotion and anxiety. And then I remember, okay, well, at one point, like, you were so happy and you really liked them and you would have done anything to like fix your problems in that relationship. So I see where they're coming from, but I'm at a place right now where I'm just so driven to like get where I want to be career wise, personally, that dating men is just like entertainment for me. If I have the time and I see someone cool on a dating app, I'll go out with them, but it's just like not a priority for me, and that feels really good. At the same time, I'm just really happy that I could be there for my friends, and I think I did give them really good sound advice. And I don't know, like I said, it sounds bad, but like, yeah, there are obviously times where like I'm alone in my apartment, like right now, thanks to my roommate, and it would be so nice just like call the guy I'm seeing over and be like, hey, like let's grab a pizza and like let's watch a movie, and just like having that like human connection. And then there are times where I'm like, oh my god, like I can just go home and take off my makeup and like put on my pajamas and lay in my bed and eat my skinny pop in peace. You know, I don't have to worry about anyone's opinion or anyone's anything. And I'm sure you'll hear a podcast maybe at some point, who knows, where my opinions have totally changed and I'm back in my lovey-dovey Shayna phase. But right now I'm just focused on myself, and I think hearing both of their stories during this March Madness just really like topped off what this month meant, you know, from having a work trip to going on a bachelorette trip that was so friend focused to like having a weekend where I was so focused on myself and, you know, seeing this artist that I've cared about for years. And then, you know, working on moving into an apartment and like figuring out, okay, like what am I going to do next in life? This is like so existential. It's not that serious. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm dead. I just got back from drinking. I only had 2 drinks though, so, but I'm way more chatty when I've been drinking. I didn't drive, Mom, don't worry, so I'm fine. But yeah, I'm not sure where this was going. I honestly just like went into this whole podcast. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it now. Well, I was like, you know what? I'll wait till like I cleaned up. I'm like, I think this really adds to the aesthetics of how I'm feeling. This absolute chaos is like how I've been feeling for months, and I've gotten so used to just living in chaos that it's like a personality trait now. I don't even know. Anyways, I'm like rambling now, so I'm gonna get off of this and go put on my pajamas and take off my makeup and eat some skinny pop, because that's what I can do, and I'm happy about it. Things to look forward to, I don't know. I want to do a podcast with my dogs. They're probably gonna sit there, but they're gonna look cute as frick. I'm trying to get my mom to come on because she is the most entertaining person I've ever talked to, but that might take some convincing. So we'll see, but we're living together now, so maybe I'll get her to come on. Let's get her on. She's a fun time. Yeah, I am going to try to tell you guys that I'll be better about this in April, but like I said, this podcast is for me, and I think I'm pretty much just talking to myself with the amount. I mean, I'm no Call Her Daddy. I'm not getting millions of listeners, but I appreciate what I do get, and this is fun, you know? It's like I just got home. I'm not completely sober, but I'm ready to just take on the world while I sit on my kitchen floor and podcast for you guys. So I'm excited. Let's do this. Maybe we're gonna do something cool, something fun. I'm gonna try to be so much better about recording every week again, because when I started this podcast, I was really on the nail. I was like, every week we got this. But I'd also recorded so many episodes, whereas now I'm just kind of going week by week. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was pretty much just me rambling about the random nonsense I've been going through during this March Madness period. But I'm excited, and I think I might bring on some more guests next month that you've seen. I know we've had Drea on twice already, but she's just such a ball of sunshine. So might have her on again, a few other friends you guys have seen. So stay tuned for that. And wish me luck with moving out of this apartment, because I feel like I thought, oh, this is not going to be that hard, I just got to pack my clothes. No, it's a lot of work, because I have dishes and I have little trinkets that I've just kept over time, and I want to keep them all. So wish me luck. And as always, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and tell your friends. And yeah, that's it. That's the podcast. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully. Bye, guys.